In his Daily Mail column, Eddie Hearn said that a fight between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury was inevitable and made reference to a big summer match between the two fighters. I was confused reading it. I don't know if Eddie Hearn gets the grasp of Tyson Fury's current situation. Tyson Fury is WBO mandatory for Vladimir Klitschko's belt. Now, Klitschko has a voluntary defence scheduled for early next year, let's say around springtime. He's then due to face Tyson Fury in his mandatory summer or autumn 2015. Let's be realistic. Tyson Fury has been waiting for that spot for a very, very long time. He is not going to miss fighting Klitschko, and he is not going to risk his mandatory spot by fighting a young contender like Anthony Joshua. It's not realistic. It's not business sense. Eddie Hearn should know that. Eddie Hearn should understand that with Tyson Fury's victory over Derek Chisora, he is now not realistic for Anthony Joshua next year. Perhaps he's to set his sights on Derek Chisora, or perhaps he's to set his sights on David Price, both of whom would be looking for a big money matchup next year. But I cannot see how the Tyson Fury-Anthony Joshua fight goes ahead. Yeah, realistically, Tyson Fury is not going to take such a risk when he's got that mandatory spot available. It's just not going to happen. My honest thoughts is that even if that wasn't the case, the fight still wouldn't happen. Even if Tyson Fury didn't have that mandatory spot. Let's be honest, they've been matching Anthony Joshua up with journeymen. The best opponents he's faced are Baktov and Sprott. These are guys who aren't even on the same planet of ability as Tyson Fury. They've never put in Anthony Joshua with someone who punches. They've never put in Anthony Joshua with someone who can throw a jab. They've never put someone in who's got movement. They've never put someone in who's even remotely the same size as Anthony Joshua. Yet in Tyson Fury you have a bigger man, a rangier man, a man who can jab, a man who can fight out of southpaw, a guy with good technical skills who can move. He may not be the biggest puncher in the world, but he can sure hit a lot harder than anyone else Anthony Joshua's fought. Tyson Fury would be posing all of these questions that nobody has posed to Anthony Joshua before. My honest impression is this is Hearn just trying to raise Joshua's profile further off the coattails of Tyson Fury's latest fight. Surely, if you're keeping your fighter fighting the likes of Eretz, Baktov, Sprott, you're not going to move to the Tyson Fury within the next 6 months or next 9 months. We're a long way off. I mean, Kevin Johnson, who's Anthony Joshua's next opponent, is definite step up in class. But Johnson isn't a fighter who comes to win these days. He doesn't throw punches, he's defensively sound, and his game seems to be all about not getting knocked out. But with Tyson Fury, you have an opponent with genuine ambition, who comes to win, who comes to jab, to move, to fight. And it's such a big step up. Realistically, Anthony Joshua is a good 3 or 4 fights away from fighting Tyson Fury, even after the Kevin Johnson fight. He needs somebody in the interim. He'll beat Kevin Johnson. Perhaps he should consider the likes, as I say, Derek Chisora, David Price. I'm not saying Joshua doesn't have potential, talent and a future, but you don't need to learn your craft against a tall fighter or a jabber or a mover for the first time against Tyson Fury, because in my opinion he's a world-class fighter who put on a masterclass last weekend, and it'd be too much too soon for Anthony Joshua without having faced anyone even in the same planet of ability. My guess is that if I think that, Eddie Hearn also knows that, and my guess is that Eddie Hearn is just trying to hype his fighter here ahead of Anthony Joshua's big press conference today with Kevin Johnson. He obviously wants Joshua's name out in the media, and getting the public talking about this fight can only be a good thing. I guess Hearn's also thinking that, if Fury was to go in and win the world titles, it'd be great to get a voluntary defence against Fury. So maybe that's what Hearn's planning. But I think realistically, Joshua won't fight a Tyson Fury type fighter in 2015. I think he's still another year away from that. I think he's 3 or 4 tough fights And until the guy's been in with someone who can move, jab, someone his own size, someone who can take him a few rounds, it's impossible to put him in with a fighter of Tyson Fury's level. That's my thoughts anyway. Let me know if I'm wrong. Is this fight realistic? Have I misunderstood Fury's mandatory situation? Or is this just Eddie Hearn hyping his fighter? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks very much for watching.